Langley. Langley. Yeah, I'm talking to you, Langley. Did you write this mess? Did you write this foolishness? I'm trying to find out because there's a lot of false information on the internet. So did you write this foolishness? Now let me start with the rubbish that was written here. This is what he says. It is an insult asking me to apologize to Ibrahim. Sir, his name is Captain Ibrahim Traoré. I am a 4-star general of the United States of Marines protecting the interest of the American government. He is brainwashing African people and has to stop. And it says here that you wrote it. Okay? All right, let's go into that. First of all, where in Traore's, Captain Ibrahim Traoré's speech, did he ask for an apology? Do you think we Africans are like you? We don't need your apology. It's useless to us. You are the apology. Your birth and existence is the apology. What Captain Ibrahim Traoré stated, he said that you must do a mea culpa. Do you know what that means? Stating your wrongdoing, admission of wrongdoing. That's what he said. And he said that because you said it publicly, you must make restitution. You must do the correction publicly. Either you state that you were misinformed, and if it wasn't, if either you state it to him or you state it to the panel, okay? And he also said that if you don't do that, then that you will be confronted. Nobody needs your apology. Look at this man. Does he look like somebody who needs an apology? He has the poise of a master, the stance of a conqueror, and the gait of a lion. A man like that does not need an apology from the likes of you. What he needs is for you to correct your statement because you lied on him. You said that he was stealing the gold of Africa. He said that there was no gold there because it was being taken by the French, which the whole world knows. The gold only came when he did what he was supposed to do as a man. Lied on him. You're going to open that mouth, you open that cavity that is ridden with halitosis to lie on him. And then you said that they should go after him. So you have some explaining and correction to do. Now let's go on further with his statement, okay? His second sentence is, I am a 4-star general of the United States Marines protecting the interests of the American government. Okay, I want to examine that. He said he's a 4-star general, for emphasis on the 4-star. I'm going to go into that in a second. But he says he's protecting the interest of the American government. So my question then is, if you are protecting the interest of the American government, why are you in Burkina Faso? Why are you addressing Captain Ibrahim Traoré, since you are doing things for the American government? Or are you telling the world that you own Africa now? We all know that your country is one of pillaging and exploiting, but is this now an admission to the world that that's what you do? Do you now own Burkina Faso? Does Ibrahim Traoré answer to you? Okay. Ibrahim Traoré answers to no man, but you do. And you talked about your 4 stars? You are working under a present administration that is doing away with African American history. Now, you're not African, I know. I'm sure you're the type who are not African. And we don't claim you. I really don't care what anyone claims to be. But they don't see you as one of them. So if he's doing away with all accomplishments of people of color, What do you think your 4 stars mean? Your 4 stars don't mean nothing. That stuff is given to you as a token of an illusion of inclusion. It's all optics and just playing with you. You are nothing more than a useful idiot. When all has been served, you will be discarded. And according to the TikTok streets, now I don't know, I don't run in your waters, I have nothing to do with you people, but according to the TikTok streets, I heard, allegedly, since there's no freedom of speech, that Trump wants to get rid of you and replace you because you came across a great man that the whole world respects. And that doesn't look good for optics. And you see, all these people care about is getting the job done, and you fouled because you thought it was business as usual. But you didn't read the room. You know how they say read the room? Well, you should have read the atmosphere. There's a planetary shift. Things are changing. It's not business as usual. You should have known that this was not the person to mess with. When all this is said and done, you're going to wish you never came for him. You think you're something because of your stars. That is so laughable. Look at him, ladies and gentlemen. He's beaming with pride over massless trinkets. That is not going to mean anything, because that'll be erased and put out of the history books. But guess who won't be erased? Captain Ibrahim Traoré. He will go down in the history books as the black man, the African man, who defied the West, who kicked them out, who stood up to them. He didn't cower. But what will you be known as? The one who takes our orders. Look at him. Look at this.
Have constituents that have been scattered across Africa on train and equip missions. So just ballpark, in the last decade, how many Africans has the United States military trained and equipped?
Congressman, I don't have that figure. I can get that figure for you.
The senator asked him a question to give him numbers. He doesn't know. His answer is he doesn't know. He doesn't know what's going on in his immediate vicinity, but he knows how much of what Ibrahim Traoré stole in his own vicinity. Let's continue.
How many?
Congressman, it would be a wild guess, right?
Seems like something we should know, right?
Over the years, we have trained a substantial number, especially in the Gulf of Guinea states, but including
like more than 10,000.
It is more than 10,000.
More than 50,000.
I'd say we're reaching around 50,000 at least.
And what percentage of the people we've trained end up participating in insurrections or coups against their own government?
Very small number, Congressman. Very small number.
So what percentage do you think?
I'd say probably less than 1%.
But it does happen.
The IMET program is in force, and we've pushed a significant number through our schools across the.
Yeah, and what data sets do you track to arrive at the conclusion that less than 1% of the roughly 50,000 that we've trained have participated in coups? Because it'd be like about 500, about 1% of 50,000.
Congressman, you may have that information. I don't at this time, but I know.
Well, I know.
He doesn't know, he says. He can't give a definitive answer, yet he's telling the world that Ibrahim Traoré is stealing the gold, resources of his land. He knows so much about what's happening far away, but not what he's directly in charge of.
There are some, right? Like go ahead and throw up that image. This is Colonel Mamade Doumbouya, and this is a photo of him. Did we train and equip him? In Guinea?
By name, I cannot identify that.
Well,
listen to what he said. He said by name, he cannot identify that. But he knows everything that Ibrahim Traoré is doing, someone miles and miles away, but what he's directly in charge of, he doesn't know what to say. This is interesting. What a so-called general you are.
Well, that guy in the middle with the big red hat, Colonel Mamadi Doumbouya, that's him with a bunch of U.S. service members outside of our embassy. And just months after this photo was taken in 2021, he led a coup in Guinea and threw out the leader. Does that concern you?
Congressman, core values is what we start off with in IMA programs.
Do we share core values with Colonel Doumbouya?
Core values. I will repeat that. Core values. Respect for humanity.
Do we share those values with Colonel Doumbouya?
Absolutely. In our curriculum.
He led a coup.
We do.
Okay, well, that's a very telling answer. In Burkina Faso, did we share core values with the leader that we trained there who led a coup?
It's in our curriculum. We stress core values. We request civilian-led governance.
Wait, hold on. Is leading coups in our curriculum?
Absolutely not.
So
civilian-led.
My question is, do we share core values with the coup leader in Burkina Faso who we trained?
Holistically, we teach core values with a respect for civilian governance, apolitical, and that's what sticks across a very high percentage in the 99 percentile.
Right? But not everybody. And I wonder how many people it takes to plan a coup. I mean, initially you didn't know how many we trained and equipped. Then you said it was 1%. You had no basis for that 1% number because there's no data set you track. Mr. Chairman, I seek unanimous consent to enter into the record. Another U.S. trained soldier stages a coup in West Africa by the Intercept.
Without objection, so ordered.
And I further seek unanimous consent to enter into the record. U.S. forces trained the Guinean colonel behind the recent coup in West African country, and this is regard to Guinea.
Without objection, so ordered.
So I guess the question is, why should U.S. taxpayers be paying to train people who then lead coups in Africa?
Congressman, our curriculum harvests core values and also to be able to embolden these countries for a representative democracy.
But General, that democracy isn't what emerges. The problem is, I know you may have great confidence in what you're teaching, but when two governments have been overthrown, I guess how many governments have to be overthrown by people we train before you sort of get the message that our core values might not be sticking with everyone? Is it 5 countries? 10?
We'll continue with our persistence in assuring
but do you think it's
that they harbor democratic norms.
I want to bring something to your attention. I don't know if you caught it. Did you hear what the so-called general said? He said, and I will quote, "We will continue in our persistence in ensuring that they harbor democracy norms and values." Did you catch that? We will continue in our persistence, emphasis on our persistence in ensuring that they harbor democratic norms and values. Now, when I was in high school, they taught us democracy was government of the people by the people. In short, just to make it plain, you have a choice in the matter. There was freedom. But he is saying that they will continue in their persistence in ensuring that they harbor. So what that's saying is that you're not having a choice. You're not having freedom. They are insisting that you follow this quote unquote democracy. And when it is an insistence that you follow a philosophy that you don't believe in, it is not democratic. It is now autocratic, fascist. You are being forced to do something you don't want to do. Wow, how ironic.
Just a moment ago, you said we shared core values with Colonel Doumbouya. You said that just moments ago in response to my question, and his core value seems to be leading a coup. So I don't think it's stuck. I think we should at least know how many countries we train the coup plotters in. How many is too many? Because clearly 2 is not too many, and I think we could use our resources far more effectively than doing this.
Judging from the last statement that the man made, it doesn't seem like they're too pleased with what you produced. You talk about your 5 stars. Seems like they're about to strip that from you. And look at what he said. He also said that there are other ways that the taxpayers' money can be used. You see, you answer to them. You answer to the masters. But guess who don't have to answer to no man? The captain. Listen to this. Watch this.
You are undoubtedly aware that a few hours ago, your peaceful sleep in the city of Ouagadougou was unfortunately disturbed by the sound of weapons. We sincerely apologize for this. We do not wish for it. We have never wished for it, but such are the circumstances of life. Therefore, we extend our apologies to you and all the residents of Ouagadougou for the noise of weapons over these 2 days. This happened because certain things are not functioning well, which we have observed and will also explain to you here. We have a tendency to always blame the other Burkina. I believe that most of you here are older than I am. So what I'm going to tell you is that we really need to change the pace. We need to change the pace, we need to move quickly. All countries are in a state of urgency. So everyone at their level must be able to move faster and abandon unnecessary administrative burdens. I couldn't even specify this point, or that point where we need to be. Quick. It's all the points. In Burkina, everything is urgent. From security to defense to health, to social action, to infrastructure, everything is urgent. We will have to move quickly. While waiting to have specific points. Soon on, the different ministries to examine them one by one. I will also ask you for a point that could help us in the urgency. Maybe the SG will compile that. I know that you use Land Cruiser pickups in your ministries, often underutilized. And there are often many in your hangars. Maybe they have nothing wrong, but perhaps just minor issues. Identify everything and give us the general report. We need it. Can we have this report by Tuesday at the latest? Because we will surely requisition them.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, I've been informed that this was on September 30th, 2022. This was his speech after he took power. Listen to how he talks. Just look at him, the assured, rocking in his chair, confidently, assuredly, unperturbed, no doubt. He talked about certain things that he was aware of, informations that he knew, that his people knew. So he says here, he wants them to compile it. Can we have a report by Tuesday at the latest? He says we will surely requisition them. Woo! Took his stance like a boss. I never thought I'd see the day. I'm going to repeat that. We will surely requisition them. This man is something to be admired. I just have nothing but respect. I have nothing but respect for this man. He is unapologetic, not scared. He knows where he stands. Unlike yourself, Langley, because you were tripping over your words. I don't know. Pauses. That doesn't sound like a general. And this is who? This is the man that you don't want to make your corrections. Yes, and I know that you will say that you had a job to do. Yeah, whatever you want to call it. But you should never have come against him. I don't care what your job was. You should have took an early resignation, said you were sick or something. You had no right to come against Africa's savior, Africa's president of the United States of Africa. You're a shameless liar. And when all of this is said and done, because you're here being arrogant, you're being like Pharaoh in the Bible, being arrogant. When all this is said and done, you're going to wish you took an early retirement before this man ever came into office. And I'll leave you with this.
So we're live. So we're here. U.S. Embassy. Right in Jamaica. Every Rasta there. And we are sending a message to America. Enough is enough. We don't not touch Ibrahim Traoré. We don't not touch him. We don't use Obama. And we don't bomb up it. We don't bomb up down so and take the Gaddafi from away. We don't not touch Ibrahim Traoré. And enough more people want to touch the way. Donald Trump and you, Mr. Langley, or where you want to name, the captain, you need to understand. So the spirit of the ancestors are here. And a long time black people are hold back. No, we not hold back. If you touch Ibrahim, you touch Jamaicans. You touch real Africans in Jamaica. And every American in Jamaica needs to be careful if we don't touch him. And we're serious. We're dead serious.
Very serious.
We're very serious.
Very, very serious.
And I'm not talking to
No, I'm the king that.
Yeah. Oh.
There's something about this dude that just makes me want to support him and root for him. He's different. He's benevolent, but in the inside, I can see that fierceness that'll come out at any time if he has to bring it out. And what I like about this dude is he stands out. When he's standing with the other leaders, he's not submissive. He's not docile. He's one, if not higher. And I like this fucking dude. And I've been on a binge just watching a lot of his interviews, watching how structured and calculated and stoic he is when he talks. And it brings inspiration to me because the people have been propagandizing his country and trying to come in there and try to take him out. But he's been so influential that he's been influencing people like Russia, influencing people like Korea, even China. People all across the world have been giving this man support. And a lot of people in our country, one being our country, one being France, a lot of the westernized countries are being sneaky and trying to propagandize him, saying that he's getting influenced by Russia so they can have some kind of energy to kill him and take him out. And we're starting to see what these people be doing. They be lying, they be disingenuous. And I hope that this gravitates towards black Americans. We don't need any fucking cringe black conservatives like Candace Owens, Brandon Tatum. Those people just serve whites so they can get paid. They don't give a fuck about progress or nothing. They don't want you to succeed. They don't want you to do anything. They just want to yap and get that check. We definitely don't need no fucking liberal blacks. They don't give a fuck. All they want to do is complain and blame and say, we had this a long time ago, and do the blame game. We need someone like him. Someone that wants to fight. Someone that wants to get his people educated, be smarter, be better, have money. I want to see this shit, bro. This dude is a fucking leader. I don't know what it is. It's like God sent this guy or something, because I can feel that something about this dude's energy is just different.
Did you hear that? A black American showing respect and admiration. Traore is being a role model. Who is admiring you, Langley? I didn't hear anyone talk about you. As a matter of fact, no one heard of you until you had the audacity to follow the promptings of your puppeteers to open that thing you call a cavity called a mouth, riddled with halitosis, to speak negatively of Traore, and the whole world stood up, not because of you, but we all understand the playbook that you all use to come after this man. And this time we said no. This time we remembered the words of the great Bob Marley in that redemption song where he said, "How long will they unalive our prophets while we stand aside and look?" Well, today we say no. We say no. We will not stand by and watch them unalive our prophets. People love Traore so much. The people of Burkina Faso love him so much that they camped all around where he stays. All over the world, people are raising their collective voices in unison, showing support for Traore and warning you and America and the West to stay away from him. Who's doing that for you, Langley? I didn't hear any admiration. I heard no admiration for you. Here is more people showing their love for Traore.
Look at this, my people. Look at this. Big up the elders, man. Big up the women. Big up the certain man, them, man. Get me? I'll come out in unison. Africa, the diaspora. The police are going like they're leading something, but they're not. But I suppose they.
Next day.
Look at Traore being honored and greeted by the leader of one of the greatest superpowers in the world, Russia. I don't see anyone glorifying you. Even in New York City, Times Square, they are singing Traore's praises. He's in Africa and all the way on the other side of the world in America, in one of the greatest cities, New York, his praises are being sung. He is supported. Who is doing that for you, Langley? That should show you that this is the appointed hour and you should leave him alone. You and America, all of you wicked people that have trampled on black people and African people, your time is up. I'll leave you with this final warning. Do you remember the movie Pulp Fiction? There is a scene where Samuel L. Jackson, he's a hired unaliver, let's say it, language more befitting of this platform. And he's hired to do a job, and he meets these men to unleash his wrath for what's about to go on. And he quotes a famous Bible verse. Now, this was a movie done by Quentin Tarantino. And from what I understand, he kind of changed the words up a little bit for dramatic effect. And it was excellently delivered by Samuel L. Jackson. Now, I would love to download that here because he does such a good job. But that would cause copywriting strikes. So I'm going to read to you what was said. And I'm going to try my best to deliver, but there's no Samuel Jackson. And there's no me. Here it is. Before Samuel L. Jackson unleashes vengeance and retribution on these men for what was done to him by his boss who hired him, he says this: "The path of the righteous man is beset on all sides by the iniquity of the selfish and the tyranny of evil men." That would be you, Langley. "Blessed is he who, in the name of charity and goodwill, shepherds the weak through the valley of darkness, for he is truly his brother's keeper and the finder of lost children." That would be Captain Ibrahim Traoré. "And I will strike down upon thee with great vengeance and furious anger those who attempt to poison and destroy my brothers, and you will know my name is the Lord when I lay my vengeance upon thee." This is what's coming for you. Those who send you, the West that have continued to plunder Africa. You keep on bothering us. Right now, there's a whole immigration thing. You don't want us in our place. And many of us don't even want to be there. But you destabilize countries. You render them poor, forcing them to come to your country. But you know this. You know this. You need to destabilize those countries so that you can get their resources for cheap. But even though you know it's bringing the people here that you don't want, you need them for human resources, and when you no longer need them, you still want them begging at your feet because it feeds that sadistic, narcissistic nature of yours, that savage nature of yours. But that time has come to an end. It's all over. It's curtains. This is your final warning. Do the restitution as he asked. You told lies. Set the record straight. He said to you that he will confront you. Go watch that man. Watch his body language. Watch his suave. Those type of people do not make empty threats. They will fulfill their promise. But we know you won't listen. But I advise that you do. And I say this, as you all would say in those old 70s movies, don't start nothing, ain't gonna be nothing. You've been warned.